there is something that we as dog guardians need to do better. I was listening to this podcast here, and there's a moment when they are talking about how we usually greet dogs that resonated a lot with me. Basically, we are doing it all wrong, and we are not helping them. We really aren't. It is Jose here from Train Me Please. Let's talk about it. As humans, it is very natural for us to approach and greet dogs as we would any other person. Often we will even approach them and start interacting them, kind of in a way similar to how we sometimes interact with young children. We approach straight on and we talk to them with an excited voice. Often, people will lean over them and try to pat them on top of their head. There's even people that try to hug them on the first approach. If we are a bit more conservative, we might offer a hand for them to sniff. I've done it myself. In reality, I sort of shouldn't have done it, and hopefully I know a little better today and will continue to learn over the years. There are two problems with the approach that I described earlier. The first problem is that for the most part, dogs evolved and were selected by us to live in rural settings with a lot of space and for the most part with a job to do. That is not how most of them live today. Nowadays, they live in our concrete jungles in confined spaces and for the most part without much to do. This means that when they see us, it is a big deal and it is easy for them to feel a bit overwhelmed. So they kind of are already starting from a place of it being very hard to stay calm and collected. The second problem is that dogs don't usually approach other dogs or known people using that direct way if they are given a choice to do it in the most natural way for them. Typically, there's no staring frontal approach full of vocalizations. They also do not present a limb in front of another dog's nose, and they certainly don't try to hug each other. It is more natural for them to use a less straight-on approach, perhaps using a banana curve pattern. It involves a lot of sniffing the ground, air scenting, and other variations. No direct staring, and they often use several calming and negotiating signals. They can also decide to not even approach. That is very different from how most people approach and start interacting with dogs, right? No wonder they often bark, jump, lunge, pull on the lead in those circumstances. So, in the artificial environment in which most dogs live today, how can we help them? Well, the best thing is to just remain calm. Just be there calmly. Don't do much and don't expect much. Let them do all the assessments they need. Interact with other people calmly first and try to avoid looking straight at the dog. I often even like to keep my hands in my pockets. If there's an opportunity to take a seat, do that. If there's a way for the dog to be in your vicinity doing some scent exploration, that is a great option. If the dog's owner provides a few scatter feeds for the dog or plays the Find It game, things are likely to go much better. If it's inside the house or even in the context of the vet clinic for a puppy class, a great option is to have a snuffle mat where we can place a few treats for the dog to find. Those are all great ideas for those initial moments when the dog sees someone new or a known person after a long absence. I'll give you the take-home message in just a second, but first, could you quickly click the like button under the video so that more people can find this content? Cute photo as a thanks. Here's the take-home message. When greeting a dog that you don't know, stay calm and avoid a high-intensity greeting situation. If you've been near a dog for a while, if the dog is very calm and has learned to sit or to offer a target behavior, then it's usually okay to, with the owner's permission, calmly greet them. Under the chin or the chest area are usually good spots. Top of the head is not. With that said, do keep in mind that many dogs do not like to be touched by strangers. We are often not terrible, but we are also not amazing at reading canine body language. So, when in doubt, be conservative about it. If you watched the video to this point, could you leave me a comment down below with the keyword calmness, that will let me know that you watched the video to this point. Link to the podcast I mentioned earlier will be in the description under the video. I also want to take a moment to thank everyone that has been buying me coffees or leaving me super thanks here on YouTube. You are the absolute best. Next, I think you will take some value from this video here. Tchau pessoal e até a próxima.